Go to now. Hello everyone, welcome back to our second game here at Ronnel Basketball Stadium. Glenorchy taking on Grenaiders, and Glen, obviously we saw a really good game in the first one where Kingra got the win over Hobart Phoenix by 9, but this one should be an interesting battle between Glenorchy and Grenaiders.
Yeah, should be a good game. We've got Sam Yule and Josh Yule stepping back up for the Grenaiders, who I think Sam, as we talked about earlier, we've seen him throw like 40-odd points or 40 points in a statewide league grand final, so let's hope he can find some of that form. This Glenorchy team is pretty red hot at the moment, and I think they're currently second on the ladder. Grenaiders continue to play for pride, so it'll be an interesting one to see how this ends up.
It certainly will be. Glenorchy win the tip and go to the right of your screen as Connor Smith now into Roby. Roby down low, over Young, and nearly gets the perfect start for that one for Phoenix Roby, but couldn't get the two to go. Samuel up the floor here. Bestwick in turn to Young. Young putting on some moves. Got the handle back, and then nearly lost it thanks to Liam Smith. Bestwick for three. Just long on that one. Now Lockie Dennis with the rebound now to Harry Griffiths for three. It'll be good to see the youngster in action, and we've got a bit of info on him as well too, Glenn.
He's a good little player, and
he is.
Like to see left-handers.
That's Barker. Clear! Oh, yes, that's a wham bam champ. Thank you, ma'am. However JB says it. And Callum Barker gets us underway here.
And that's going to be a big factor in this game as to whether the Grenaiders can slow Callum Barker down when he gets the ball inside. But so much talent on the floor at the moment. We've got a young Harry Griffiths, who's probably 17 years of age, up against one of the best shooters Tasmania's seen in a long time in Jack Stanwyck. So exciting times for...
Absolutely. As Griffiths misses that one. But now, and then turnover as Stanwyck's. Now Smith goes to fake. Kicks out to Barker for the unlikely three and gets it to go. I'm not seeing Callum Barker renowned as a three-point shooter, Glenn, but that was a good, confident shot by him.
It's a handy attribute for him to have as well, being a 6'9" big who can shoot outside if and when need be, but predominantly plays inside.
Bestwick for the long two. Can't get that to go. Barker with the rebound.
And what are we, mid-November, so the finals are in a couple of weeks?
At the end of the month, man. Glenn, last weekend of November, we will be at the Elfin Sports Centre. And, of course, we will be live streaming up there as well, too. So, JB won't be there. We might need your services, Glenn. We're going to be bringing in a couple of commentators to help us out on that weekend as well, too. Liam Smith goes for three. We'll give you a bit more information, as that's an air ball, by the way.
Now, that's very out of character for a Liam Smith to get in there. Well, he's been, up until he broke his finger about 6 weeks ago, just before State League started, he's been in great form here for the Glenorchy Spartans, and he's one of the better players, one of the best players in Tasmania at the moment.
So Griffiths, now Dennis, in turn to Bestwick, now back to Yule here at the elbow. Yule finds a gap, goes over Stanwyck's, and Grenaiders get their first two of the game. So now Smith, back to his brother in Liam. Now Roby goes baseline. Good try by the young fella. Then Barker up strong, drew the foul on Dennis, and Callum Barker will go to the line for two.
Yeah, it looked like Dennis's arms got tangled up everywhere, and Barker, as quick as he could, got the ball up and created that foul.
So Callum Barker with the first 5 points of the game, a dunk to get us going, and then a three-pointer. And of course he was signed to play with Frankston in the NBL 1 this season, but unfortunately because of COVID-19, the NBL 1 season didn't get off the mark.
And this is a guy who definitely has NBL potential.
Oh, absolutely.
Played Div 1 college, is my understanding, in America, and very good teammate, very hard worker. He's been in the Siebel and NBL programs for a number of years now.
Yes, former player with the Chargers as well too. Foul is called, and we'll see who this is on.
I'm not sure what's going to happen next year with Callum Barker now that he was with Ringwood or somebody in the NBL he'd signed with.
Well, I believe he might be still with Frankston. Because I know the Frankston media people have reached out to myself about some footage or photos of him. So we've been trying to get that through to them.
And he's in shape. He's worked hard. He's really good.
Very solid.
And he's just got a basketball brain now, and he's very mature for his age, and you know, I expect big things of him.
Absolutely.
I hope he gets that opportunity to really, you know, hopefully one day get a even if it's a DP job in the NBL. Definitely an NBL 1 career
So
ahead of him.
Smith works his way through traffic and gets that 2 to go.
So we look at Liam Smith there. He's one of the best finishers on either hand. I've got a really...
Lockie Dennis knocks down the 3.
So that's where we're talking about shooting outside of our range, like the big fella shoots up. But yeah, with Liam Smith, I have a lot of respect for Liam's game. Not just offensively, but he's one of the best defensive players you'll see.
Barker tries to go baseline. There has to get out to Smith. In turn to his brother Connor. And then kicks that one out. Roby for 3. Just long. And then the rebound by Young. So you up the floor to Bestwick, who can't reel that one in. And ball goes out of bounds.
I think Samuel thought there was something on the floor there that made the ball spin a bit too far. But that's a good idea from Samuel. But just didn't pay off in that instance. So Smith goes...
Yeah, past a Barker, who got upstairs. And then drew a foul, and we'll see who this is on.
Bucket's good. White team 2-1. Hit 1.
So foul on Lockie Dennis, and he's picked up his 2nd.
Nice penetration in there from Liam Smith.
So it looks like they're going to send in the veteran Timmy Peterson, a championship winner with the Hobart Chargers back in 2008, who's coming on the floor here now.
Yeah, you know, just gives him that bit more experience, a big body. You know, he's been out of basketball for a bit, but you know, he's still got that experience that can help. That helps Grenaiders in his statewide league comp.
So he knocks down the basket. So 12-6 is our scoreline here. Glenorchy out to a 6-point lead as Yule thought about it, goes for it, and can't get that one to go. Barker with a clear rebound there as Smith comes down the floor here. So now Roby, who's had a pretty good state league so far and has had good form in the Division 1 competition of SPL. Connor Smith turned that one over.
Sort of been a standout, you know, the last probably 6 months to Roby's. I really like the way that Brendan Sterrix again runs his junior players, and Roby's had a big role in the Glenorchy Spartans in the statewide league and local, but statewide league he's, you know, mostly they rely on Jack Sterrix and Liam Smith, but they're getting the ball to Phoenix Roby. He's been knocking the big shots down. And
Young nearly knocked that one down, but this went long off the back iron. Stanwick's now Roby on the run here. Nice play there by Glenorchy. And a quick hit play back coming up the floor against Smith, getting his involvement there. Bestwick equal to it. Now Yule into Peterson. Young from the corner, just short. And then Griffiths with the rebound. Good work by the young fella, but rejected by Smith. Young picks up the scraps and puts up the 2.
Great finish there for Matty Young. He's just got to, like, you know, just keep playing, not focus on the referees.
That's right. Just keep a cool head and you'll be fine. And our turnover here is Peterson goes up, uses his body to try to protect himself over Barker, and then Griffiths picks up the scraps. Another turnover here. I don't think Brendan Stans will be liking what's going on. And then the pass to Yule was cut off by Barker.
I don't think either teams will be like what's going on at the moment.
It's
very scrappy.
It's a little bit scrappy, a little bit up and down. Marching back to 14-10 our scoreline with about 4.5 remaining in this first quarter. Second game of a doubleheader. Barker into Smith, Young able to read it.
I think it's a great matchup between Samuel and Jack Stanwick.
Yeah.
You know, Samuel's had a very good career, Chargers-wise, statewide league. He's been great. And Jack Stanwick is, you know, a very
nice
one of the best. So.
Good pass there from Yule to Young, and Young gets the 2. So good work there by Grenaiders. They got this back within 2. 14-12 our scoreline here. As Smith over Young, and Young was in the circle, so it's a no call, but Young's taken a hard hit. And the 2 Chargers teammates a little bit worse for wear. But no, they're both up, and they both give them a high five, and they're okay. But it's a good basketball play. Liam Smith really aggressive to the Matty Young really aggressive to the basket. Liam Smith.
Great drive by Smith there. And like, you know, Matty Young, there's not much of him, and I think Liam Smith, all of Liam Smith's weight, landed straight on the middle of the midsection of Matty Young. So hopefully he'll bounce back from that one. And they're great mates on and off the court, which is a bonus.
And well, that hit didn't affect Matty Young as he knocks down the 3.
He's still struggling though, you can tell.
Yeah, a little bit older now these days too, Matty Young. So
he'll do his world a bit of confidence.
The 3 will. Absolutely will, Glenn. So Stanwicks.
Nice.
Now to Smith. But the idea was right there too, Glenn. And then the foul on Bestwick.
smacked in the face, but good call.
I was going to say too about Liam Smith, Glenn, that he has bulked up a little bit too, and I think that's paid off because of obviously he's been training with the Chargers and doing some work under Michelle Chopping, who's done a great job with the Chargers program.
He has indeed. It's probably just in the last 6 weeks that he's probably hasn't done as much, so he's probably not as match fit as what he usually is, but he had a great, what we call it, pre-season for the NBL1 without any games, and really reaped the rewards of a good off-season program from Michelle Chopping and the Hobart Chargers organisation.
So foul on Matty Young as he does his vintage kind of walk-off there. Foul now. Help me out here, Glenn, number 40. I've just forgotten his surname off the top of my head. Number 40. I might have
Matthew Smith.
Yes, Matty Smith is into the game, who has played in the last few state leagues for Glenorchy around this time of year. So good to see him.
And Matty Smith's a former Tasmanian junior player, former NWBU champion, starting guard for Ulverston Red Hoppers for a number of years. So getting a bit old in the teeth, but it's just good to have that veteran come out and help out.
And then a foul on Matty Smith there. So Matty Young will go to the line for 2. And it's been good to see him play in the last few state leagues. He like I say, between him and but we mentioned about Ruben Carlson as well too, who's not playing tonight. But he has also chipped in as well too over the last few state leagues as well too.
He has indeed. So Glenorchy Spartans have got a really even squad. Whether it's 2 minutes you get on the court or 10 minutes a quarter, everyone sort of plays their role and they play really well as a team. So, but Matty Smith would just be happy just to be playing out here, along with Boyd Heather, who's just come into the game. And he's a veteran of this league, state league, and he can light them up from anywhere as well.
Absolutely. You only had to see round 2, and he was a very valuable contributor at both ends of the floor. And
straight
on cue,
into it there, pass from Liam Smith into Boyd Heather, who generally doesn't go inside the key because he's an outside shooter, but good way to get into the game straight away.
So you're getting harassed there by Matty Smith, and that will be Matty Smith's second foul.
And I think Grenaiders have done a good job just to keep the game close. It was looking like a bit of a blowout early. However, they're...
Well, it's back to 1 point now, Glenn. It's 18-17, really so it's what you want. I mean, Grenaiders, I think they come off I'm not sure if they come off a win or a loss on Wednesday night against Southern Wolves. I'll get that double check.
I think they won by about 20 at the end, but it was a hard-fought game.
As Timmy Peterson knocks down the 2 off the baby hook.
And a week before, I think Jack Stanwick had 50 points against a depleted Grenadiers team who didn't have the Yule brothers playing. So, but I like the matchups tonight, and this is a different occasion. Statewide league teams always seem to bounce and play. There's big stakes in these games.
Absolutely. Glenorchy trying to keep their top 2 spot alive, but meanwhile Grandy's playing for pride as Jack Stanwick knocks it down from downtown, and Jeremy Hill has seen enough. He'll call timeout with a minute and 19 remaining, and the margin's gone back out to 3, 21-18.
I think we're looking at someone like Jack Stanwick. Was he 20 years of age now?
Yeah.
I know he's got a lot of eyes on him, and a lot of people have been watching the local league down in Tasmania, the statewide league. So I'd be interested to see. I'm hoping that a player of Jack's ability will be able to get picked up by the Jack Jumpers in hopefully in a development role, or who knows how high up he can get. But I know that there is other teams around, not just Australia, but also internationally that have been looking at Jack, so I've been led to believe.
Okay, some exclusive and breaking news there from Glenn Fairfield.
Although I did inform a league today that the NBL1 is the same time as the same season that they were looking at Jack as a player, and I just sort of talked about the goods, and so it was just a friend I know that coaches overseas, and they got their eyes on him, and he said, when's the NBL1 season start? And I said, around April, May. And he's gone, and he wasn't very happy with that response. But I think they liked the way that he's come along. And so it's a credit to young Jack, who wouldn't even know about this, that he has eyes, that clubs around the place. But I really hope that he gets an NBL contract at some stage and puts in a great NBL1 season next year, and keeps working the way he's doing, and hopefully he'll get there one day, as his dad did, who was a captain of an NBL team. And
So I'm with you on that one, Glenn, as the shot went up, but he stepped out of court and Glenorchy to get it back. But yeah, I echo your comments there, Glenn. I'm a fan of Jack's game and certainly like how he approaches the game. So good to see he's in good form at the moment. On cue, goes for a 3. It is good from Jack Stanwicks.
It's just nice to know that when you pump someone up, that they hit some shots.
Absolutely, he's backing us up right now. He must know we're talking about him up here.
Yeah, but like and I give credit to Anthony Stewart and the Chargers organisation for really.
And Samuel rattles the 2 home.
For pushing these young fellas. You've got Noah Stratchell, Elijah Pawson, Geordie Hargrave, Liam Smith, and Jack Stanwicks, who have been, working.
Nice fake by Stanwicks. And then draws the foul, and that's going to be assessed on Josh Yule.
Team 2.
Yeah, these guys have been working tirelessly over the last year and a half, to get ready for whatever opportunities present themselves, and it's really good to see that it's showing all the hard work. So good work to, as I said, to the individuals. And also, let's hope that we get a few more players that get either development role players in NBL or NBL contracts.
Absolutely. I have noticed half the Kingborough team stayed around. Obviously, they do play Glenorchy next week, so I'm assuming Alex Cato is doing a little bit of scouting while he's here before he heads off home tonight.
That's smart. That's a smart thing to do. Also, it's good for your team building.
Yeah.
But it's not just Jack Stanwicks, and I mentioned Liam Smith as well. But there's some really talented kids that are young blokes now. I shouldn't say kids around the state. Some that are in college at the moment, and also some that are playing in Northwest or Launceston areas. So it's really exciting the fact that we do have an NBL team down here. It's a statewide team. But, it's a Tasmanian Jack Jumpers. So let's hope we get as many Tasmanians in the training squad and hopefully in the team.
Minty on the buzzer, yes! Zach Minty, if you don't mind, knocks down the triple, and we're back to a 1-point ball game.
Zach Minty, he's just come off a pretty horrific injury. I saw him the other week, like 2 weeks ago, and I said, why aren't you playing? And he had this, I don't know if he got a corky around here somewhere, in his upper thigh, and his leg was just black. So he couldn't walk for like a week or 2. So it's great to see him out here.
Absolutely.
Hit the big shot. He's had a few unlucky injuries over the last couple of years. So he's a good kid, and that was a great shot for the Grenadiers to take into the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, a good one there. 27-26 is our scoreline here at quarter time. So good to see both teams making a game out of this as we get into the second quarter very shortly. But I suppose back to 1-point ball game. Glenorchy are in a bit of a... Well, it's interesting to see them in a tight position here. It's not normally Glenorchy are in this kind of spot, Glenn.
Yeah, no, and I just think the way that the Grenadiers have been playing, I think Sam Yule's trying to shut down Jack Stanwicks the best he can, and so that's going to be a good matchup. We've got Glenorchy. I just think probably the way that Grenadiers they're really having a crack. They'll do whatever it takes to make it into a rough, tumbly type style game. They've got lots of subs. They've got lots of experience. They've got some really good youth. So it's So I think Grenadiers, they're not in the top 4 or anything like that, but they want to change the dynamics of who goes into the finals, and it's a real positive for these guys to play together. And some of these guys might play again in state league, so they want to sort of finish it off and do the best they can for their club. And Glenorchy, sometimes Glenorchy do start off slow, so it'd be interesting to see how they go. It's just a matter of whether you get Jack Stanwicks, who continues to hit big buckets. If he does, then the Grenadiers are going to need all stops. Liam Smith, if he can get on, they're hard to stop. When you get those 2 guards, then you've got two really good guards on the bench, Felix Roby and Connor Smith, who Felix Roby, as we said, he can light it up with the points, and he's done a great job this year in state-wide league. And Connor Smith, if the ball's on the ground, he'll jump on it. He's one of the Warwick Giddies of the Glenorchy Spartans. So there's lots of good players here, and it's just a matter of getting the ball inside to Callum Barker as well. But it's a good matchup from both sides, really.
So we're underway here. Term number 2 is Pawson. Now Yule, and then Yule nearly loses it, and regains control. Has to kick it out to Young. Young decides to pull it from 3. Just 2 pieces of the iron without success, and then Yule goes over Barker, and then third attempt is good for Sam Yule. So they're out to a 1-point lead now, 28-27.
Good
Yes.
pressure as well from the Grenadiers. I think they're playing a box of one. I think it's a box of one. I think Samuel's on Jack Stanwicks now, so which isn't a bad actual.
It's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's not a
idea.
bad thing to change up defensively. We'll see how long they stay in for at Glen and see what they can make out of it. Meanwhile, Josh Yule, now Minty.
Nice
Minty
pass
Young, good
inside,
play. And then
push
the
it back.
bump on Stanwicks. And Matty Young rode to the line for one. So
Very good job from Minty. Just saw the mismatch there. Youngie
Let's go. One shot.
went base, beautiful pass. Stanwicks was sort of left nowhere and yeah, got the cheap foul. But pretty clear foul.
So good work by Grenadiers. They now just kind of wriggled their way out to a 4-point lead as Young knocks down that free throw. And Glenorchy yet to score. And we've just ticked over a minute in this second quarter. Now Smith. Smith goes to... And foul on the play. So there's three Smiths, sorry. Yeah, I froze there, Glenn. My apologies to everyone.
I think they want to look inside to Cal Barker as much as they can. He's got Josh Yule on him, who's probably a foot shorter, although now Matthew Young switch, but he's open, backdoor.
Yep. And then puts
contact.
it up, and then Barker went down the floor. Now Young pulls up from three and missed everything. Reminds me a lot of Anthony Stewart and Andrew Gaze pulling up from those type of
I thought you
shots.
could say with the air ball. I thought that's a bit rough on a couple of legends of the game.
No, that's no disrespect to those two legends who I have a lot of time for. Meanwhile, Barker down low over Yule. That's a mismatch in one half. More recognising how the pull-up shot was attempted there by Matty Young. That's what that reminded me of.
Block there from Stanwicks.
Good defence by Stanwicks. And now he comes up the floor with the ball. Goes to Smith, puts it to the floor, back to Stanwicks for three, and that did a lap of honour and rimmed out. Pawson he pulls down the board. Now Bordeaux's open and knocks down the mid-range too.
Yeah, it's reliable when you've got a guy at the end of his career that seems to shoot about probably 70-80% from the field. Only takes shots that he pretty much knows are going to go in. So, yeah, that's handy for the Spartans to have him up their sleeve.
So Yule with his options, gets the on ball, goes from deep, can't get the go. Barker with the rebound.
And Barker's been pretty good on the boards tonight.
So Smith
as he goes through the middle. Nice
Bordeaux.
pass.
Barker puts it to the floor
contact.
and will draw the foul on Pawson. He will go to the line for one. Great move there by Callum Barker.
And it's Frankston Blues that he's signed with, wasn't it?
Yeah, Frankston Blues.
So I think they'll be very happy with the way that he's looked after himself since coming back from college.
Yes.
He's lost a couple of kilos. But,
he has.
But in the right way, he's bulked up. But he's not lost any strength, and it was able to show that in that play there. So although he missed his foul shot, but other than that, he's put in a pretty good effort thus far.
So Yule quickly up the floor here. And now to Bestwick, good cut by the youngster, can't get it to go. And then ball recovered by Yule. Young pulls it for three, that missed everything.
Great job there from Harry Griffiths.
And good work by Harry Griffiths, who gets a very nice round warm of applause there on that too. Now Barker down low, over Pawson, yes.
That's good the referees are letting that play. Barker's strong enough to get through that. And Pawson didn't do anything wrong defensively, he just had his hands up. So, but yeah, I'm really liking the way that young Harry Griffiths is playing.
So turnover by Grenadiers. There's Stanwicks, now Smith. Now cross court over to Liam Smith and out of court there. Substitutions coming in, Glenn.
And is it true that these courts aren't quite as big as normal courts or wide? Did someone say that? I didn't know that until someone told me.
Not sure. I'm just checking with our cameraman, who's also a caretaker here at the Lorraine Basketball Stadium, Michael Salter. I'm just wondering if Michael might know that or not. We'll get back to you on that information. Meanwhile, Yule puts it to the floor. You could be right, Glenn. And then Peterson draws the foul on Connor Smith. Or it could be Liam Smith. You could take a pick on either. Yeah, so it's on Connor Smith. So Tim Peterson will go to the line. Thinks Roby coming in. Liam Smith's going to have a breather. And I think referee Andrew Johnson just saying Ed Connor Smith, the up referee, had a call as well too. So both referees seeing the contact as Tim Peterson misses the first. Now, he's been playing a bit of Wednesday night competition as well too down in Kingborough Glen, I've noticed.
Yeah, he's been doing all right actually. Like, it's just that extra big body. He's got the experience.
Can just move around a bit. Again, he's been playing footy for most of the time while he's been out of basketball, been playing in the TSL.
I think he's that's
nice
Young.
move by Matty Young.
It's got to go in. Oh,
Put some skates on, can't get the tip.
deserved better there. He did everything right.
Absolutely. He's very frustrated with himself there. So Smith now cross court to Boyd Heber for 3. He's short. And now Yule comes up the floor here.
Nice
And then
pass.
great work by Timmy Peterson to get the 2 on the running layup.
But Samuel is, he's still able to hold his own in statewide league.
So, and then the bodies go to the floor. Young goes back to the floor again. And good finish there by Callum Barker off the miss of the Jack Stanwick's layup. So Bestwick now drives it to the basket. Goes reverse, missed everything. Boydo there gets the rebound.
Until he saw a 6'9" bloke trying to block him.
Absolutely, but good. He had the intention of taking it to him, Glenn. And that's what you've got to do sometimes. You just can't be intimidated by these big guys.
No, I think Alex Bestwick, he's not sort of frightened of it. He's a bit disappointed with himself, but he's just has to try and play smart. Oh!
And now it's an offensive foul. It is. And
absolutely.
You were too late. No more.
So we'll see what's going on here.
Probably the hardest thing was the screen, the only contact was probably on the leg. So there was no contact in the middle of the body. So it's a tough one.
And the foul, white team 4, block offence.
Yeah, I didn't have too many issues with that foul at all, really. I think if he'd hit him in the middle of the chest, it would have been a no call. But where the contact was made, and also the referees look at the impact of the contact as well.
That's right. That's right.
I probably wouldn't have been able to get up so quick from that one because that looked like it hurt. Same as when Matty Young got hit.
I was going to say it was a very solid hit.
Yeah,
put it that way.
Solid.
So
but the referee's got to the coach has just got to keep quiet now and not get a tech foul.
That's right. So Jeremy Hill will have to keep his cool and try to just move on from that situation as the ball goes out of play after a missed shot there. And I think that sometimes that's the biggest thing as a coach. You just got to learn to just not live with that call. You just got to let it go and just focus on the next play.
It's one call in a game of basketball.
That's right.
Why waste your question to the referees if there is something that could cost you the game?
Correct.
It's the way you do it as well.
Yeah.
And of course there was going to be a warning then.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, and another foul on the play here.
Black.
I think I saw something the other week where Scotty Pippen said that since there's hand checking's gone out of the game of basketball, it's changed so much. It doesn't let people are too scared to touch because they know. So that's an interesting aspect of how people play now. It sort of lets.
And blocking foul. Now it's an offensive foul. It's an illegal screen set by Liam Smith. So the points will not count for Jack Stanley, who knocked out a tough fadeaway jumper. And Grenaiders to get it back.
I'd have to see that one again. I missed that one. But
yeah,
anyway,
I kind of caught the late end of that, and I'm not until we see the video, Glenn. I'm not sure on that one.
No, and again, it's over and done with. So, let's move forward.
We'll move on. So Young puts it to the floor. Good screen by Peterson, and then pick and roll play.
Peterson. Good effort there. Oh, bad
and then good work, good hands by Stanwicks and Roby, and another foul here. So I think Glenn, because we just had the kind of the warning and the thing here, we just got to quickly just rein this in a little bit so the referees can gain a bit of control. So I can see what the referees are trying to do here, which is a good move in itself, just to keep the game in check here. So Liam Smith is asking an explanation on the previous call, which is on him. Phoenix Roby knocks down the first, and of course Phoenix Roby's had a bit of a breakout year regardless of COVID-19. He's been playing well, He's
has.
been in good form and just a nice young solid kid, and he's certainly got a future, this boy.
He does indeed. He's just a very coachable young man. He spent a bit of time with the Chargers, and this year it was great to see. As the refs are really, as we said, stamping out anything now. And
absolutely. So Connor Smith just has to play a little bit more, just sag back a little bit, I think. Just he's playing a bit
and
too.
Sam Ewell is really good at
and Sam Ewell gets the two there.
But he can suck people in, and
Absolutely.
he can generate fouls, and he's a very smart player.
And he's been around the game a long time now, so we really classify Sam as a really good veteran guard now who can really change the game to a degree. And that one, he just milked a little bit of contact there. Stanwicks puts up the shot, can't get that to go. Bestwick now Ewell. So Ewell with numbers not in support, but gets out to Griffiths for three, just off, and then Smith for the rebound, but that wasn't a bad look there from Harry Griffiths.
And we've got Connor Smith, probably the shortest player in the court, who seems to, week in, week out, or game in, game out in the statewide league, seems to rack up a lot of defensive and offensive rebounds for his height.
He certainly works hard as Liam Smith. His brother gets the two off that layup on the drive, but as you say, Glenn, he just really is a tough competitor and really just plays at everything 100%.
He does, and he's not, I think that's where Brendan Stanwicks likes those plays. He's not going to get 30 points in the game, he's not going to get 20 rebounds, but he's going to get a lot of little things that can help their team go, and as Matty Young gets
Gets the two there off his first miss. And then Smith puts it to the floor over Griffiths, and a foul will be on Harry Griffiths. And Connor Smith will go to the line for two. I must mention as well too, Connor Smith is backing up from a time trial with the North Hobart Football Club. They did a time trial yesterday, and he was running in that from the photos we saw from the football club social media department. So good to see he's backing up here tonight, playing a bit of basketball. And of course he'll back up again on Wednesday night when we bring you SBL by the West Coast Ball Connection YouTube channel. Make sure you join JB and Glenn for that one.
And then the week after that, we've got one more game.
We got State League on Monday as well too. We're covering that. So myself and JB will be here.
Yep.
And then Saturday night as well too, Kingborough and Glenorchy. So 2:46 remaining here. 2 points is the margin. As Glenorchy come up the floor here. Stanwicks putting on some moves. And then step back over Griffiths, just short. Young with the rebound. Now Yule coming up the floor here. Now Griffiths goes over Smith and gets the two.
That's a
We're
great
tied
shot
at 41.
there. That's a fantastic finish there from Harry Griffiths. He's really taken on some of the more experienced players in the league, and it's just going to make him a better player playing against this calibre of opponent.
Absolutely. Harry Griffiths has been a state representative at under 16 level as well too, Glenn. So he's had a bit of experience abroad as Connor Smith knocks down the three.
Nice shot there from Smith.
I'm just seeing a little bit of motion from Coach Brendan Stanwicks as well too. Very cool, calm, collected, but he applauded that shot from Connor Smith and shared out some instructions. So good to see some passion from Bull.
Bit of a travel there.
And Barker gets the foul to go. We'll go to the line for one.
Didn't look like he had his feet set when he received the ball then, but
I'd say if he caught it on the run, didn't he, Glenn? So you get that 0 step, and then you're allowed your 2 steps still. So,
but either way, it went in, and it was an efficient play. So
yep, he'll go to the line for one shot. But a timeout's been called, so they've got this back to 5 after it was just tied at 41. So a quick swing here sees Glenorchy hold their buffer.
We've got a couple of future players down here having a crack on the sideline.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I mean, once one crowd comes out, Glenn, the other crowd comes in too. So Glenorchy have got a few supporters here tonight, and obviously the Kingborough Kings there. I can see Alex Cato and Bain Shepherd in deep discussion there. Obviously, they're still here scouting the game, and Grenaiders have got a good little crowd in as well too. I think I also see their president, Ben Rose, out there as well.
Yeah, and I think with Harry Griffiths here, I think half his family's here to support him. And we've got who have we got here? There's a lot of them here.
Yeah, a few junior players out here as well too, which is good to see. Good to see some of the junior players checking out the State League as well too, Glenn, because they might be involved in this in, say, 4 or 5 years' time.
Yeah, and I think it is. It's great to see young people out and watching senior basketball, not on a school night of a Wednesday night where we get the local stuff. So statewide league has really, allowed for the young people to go and watch as many games of the heroes, of the people they look up to. And
Absolutely.
We've got Zach White staying for both games here
Yeah,
tonight.
it's
Import.
great to see Zach up here.
From Penguin, Hobart Chargers, but also a guy that, he makes the effort to say good day to people, and he's a good role model for the younger generation. And it's good to see. I'm sure some of the younger players would appreciate someone like him being out here watching him play.
Barker knocks down the free throw, so marching out to 6 here, just on 100 seconds to play here, term number 2. A good high-scoring affair in this first half, Glenn, we should mention. That's we haven't really noticed that, but the scoring has piled up, which is nice to see. So we're at 88 points as a combined total so far. Dennis at the elbow finds a way over Barker.
Nice finish.
And can he get that one to roll? A bit of body English on it, if you don't mind, and gets that 2 to go. So Smith coming down the floor here. Phoenix Roby with it now. Roby with those very bright shoes that he's got on.
They are indeed.
They are very bright. I'm going to have to ask what brand he's got on later on. But meanwhile, turnover. Young. Now Roby trying to get in front and does that pretty well. Young, good vision to Yule at the corner. Just can't get it to go. Good rebound by Griffiths.
No.
Over Barker, can't get it to go.
He had to change his shot there. That's
did.
a big thing about being a 6'9" against a 6'1" guard.
And that's very handy to have too, Glenn, from a defensive perspective. When you've got a big guy like that that can change shots, makes it tough on the offensive end.
Yeah, especially with someone like Harry Griffiths, who's a known shooter, who normally knocks those down, in his age group and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10.
Smith puts up the hook shot. Dennis pulls down the rebound before hitting the floor. Bestwick over Stanwicks. Can't get it to go. Good rebound by Yule. Can't get it to go. He gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Young for... Was that Young for 3? Yes, it was. And a foul on the play. Sorry. View is a little bit obscured. And, yep, no. We had the camera at the right angle, Glenn, so we're all okay there. Just us trying to... Sometimes we do have to peep our head out just to see what's going on. Now, substitution being made. Josh Yule coming in. Alex Bestwick going to have a breather.
And with Stanwicks fouled in the back court, that's not ideal for the Grenadiers. So he'll have 2 shots.
Yeah, I'm watching him. You're talking about laterally.
Generally, Jack Stanwicks is
you mean
a
on the
very
cut,
reliable
where they come in here.
3-3 shooter.
Yep.
We've got AJ Johnson talking.
Yeah, we just getting some sounds of the game here, Glenn, just to see that conversation. So all pretty good there from that end. As Stanwicks knocks down the second, and yes, Jack Stanwicks a very good free throw shooter, as you say. Last play here in this first half. Glenorchy up by 6, 49-43. Young for 3. Long.
Get another play here.
Roby, can he put up a Hail Mary? He'll go to Smith. Smith on the halftime buzzer. Is it good? No, it's waved off by referee Andrew Johnson. So the margin will still stay at 6 at halftime. 49-43. Your thoughts in the first half there, Glenn?
It was a bit more of a run and gun game, I think, compared to the first game. The high scores, 49-43. I thought Grenadiers did a pretty good job to keep with the Glenorchy Spartans, and they did a pretty good job defensively. Jack Stanwicks has got a number of points, but he's not gone out and got 25 or 30. So I think that defence has been pretty good from the Grenadiers.
So the thoughts there from Glenn Fairfield. Do you want to continue
Yeah,
on,
I was
or
just
do
going
we
to
want
say
to take a break?
I was just going to say Barker's.
Yep.
I'd probably be looking at getting the ball inside to Barker as well, and he's been pretty dominant when he's got the ball. But yeah, it's been a good spectacle thus far. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second half. But I've been pretty impressed with it. What about yourself? What do you see?
It's been a good high score. Well, 49-43, so we put up 92 points in that first half. So from a scoring perspective, fantastic, which is what we want to see. Grenadiers have done a really good job of staying with Glenorchy at the moment. You feel like that Glenorchy can get out of third gear. I remember Brendan Stanwick saying in one of the huddles up in Devonport in a game where they said, we're not really out of second or third gear yet. You know, I still think Glenorchy have got a lot more to show in the second half, and they could really turn it on if they wanted to.
And I think that's where Brendan's talking to them now about that, saying, come on, boys, we've done well, they've done well, but now let's see where we can get to and really open the gap up and I think when Glenorchy are at their most dangerous when they run, and like you've got multiple players that can score. You've got Stamix on one wing, you've got Liam Smith on the other, you've got Phoenix Roby, you've got Connor Smith who gets the ball to all the guys and does all the hard work. And then you've got Callum Boucher in the middle. So they are a pretty explosive offensive team. And I think Grenadiers have done a good job to hold Glenorchy Spartans to under 50 points really, but they've played great, so there's nothing untoward the way Grenadiers have been playing. I think they've all contributed, and let's hope it stays close in the second half. And now the referees, the players are understanding how the referees are reffing it, and they've tightened the ropes up a bit. Let's just hope they can focus on playing basketball rather than becoming the third referee or fourth referee, because they're only allowed 3 on court.
That's right, Glenn. Absolutely. Well, we got two and a bit to go. We'll keep rolling on. So I'll feed some information to our viewers. If you want to have a drink, Glenn, we've got some water provided to us, which is very nice. So thank you very much. So Monday we're coming to you from Moraine once again by the West Coast Ball Connection YouTube channel, and you will get to see Hobart and Grenadiers go at it.
So that's this coming Monday?
That's this coming Monday. Then Wednesday night, we're down at SBL once again. And again, as I said during the broadcast, you could join JB and Glenn for that one, and I'll chime in for some special comments as per usual. Down there, final round of SBL as well too. They're going to replay round 15 after that got called off a few weeks ago due to a referee shortage because of the state championship week that happened in the October school holidays. So round 15 will be played this week. And then we're back here again Saturday night as Kingborough will take on Glenorchy in what will be a pivotal game for both teams. Glenorchy, if they can get the win tonight, will be able to see if they can hold on to their winning record. And Kingborough will, if they haven't booked a spot tonight, I'm sure next Saturday night will be a telling tale. And we've had some other games around the league as well too, Glenn's games. There's been games up on the Northwest Coast. There's some games happening during the week as well too. We'll just get those.
Penguin beat Ulverston last night.
Yeah, so Penguin beat Ulverston last night. Latrobe got up over Somerset last night as well. And Connor Smith getting us underway here. Barker. Now Smith in turn to Roby. Roby with pass fake, and then wanting Barker inside. Good defence by Lockie Dennis to deny that. Now Smith down to Stanwicks at the corner. Shot clock at 6. Stanwicks had to get that one off and couldn't. Now Yule with the rebound, and Yule comes down the floor here for Grenadiers. Now Yule just slowing this one. Try to pocket pass in the Dennis, but that never worked. And then Smith, nice little pass. Roby with the runner, and then the Barker with the tip. Can't go to go. Goes for seconds and gets the 2.
Just too big and too strong there for young Harry Griffiths, who's a guard trying to box out and take on a 6'9" centre there at the defensive end. So the Grenadiers players need to help out and get under the basket.
So Yule just making the play call here. Dennis at the elbow. So and now Young inside over Roby, but good defensive play by Phoenix Roby, but Young equal to it. And gets the 2.
That was a good block by Roby, however. Matty Young, kept at it, and I love it when Matthew Young takes it inside. I think he's so hard to stop, but he seems to like to shoot outside more.
Roby puts it to the floor. He couldn't get it to go. Good work by Harry Griffiths. And now Josh Yule with it. Comes down the floor. And Josh Yule is a solid unit as well too. Lost a handle. Barker with some miraculous background pass to Stanwicks. Barker puts it to the floor. And then good defensive pressure by Yule and Dennis.
Good call from the referee and good sportsmanship from
very
Dennis
good sportsmanship.
Barker there. It's good to see the big fellas diving on the ball.
Yep, that's what you want to see sometimes as well too, from your fireman. So play to restart. And Roby, now Smith. Thinking about it. Now goes to his brother Liam. And then good pressure by Josh Yule. And now that will be a foul. And that's going to be on, we'll see who this is on.
Number 4.
Hang on, we'll have a conference here.
That breakaway when they fight for the ball like that? He stole the ball, and then instead of playing the ball...
There's no breakaway. I can't see a breakaway.
Yeah, okay. Like team 4.
Good call.
Hold. Oh, wait.
Yep, so good call there by referee Andrew Johnson, yes. So what what you're saying is right, but on that breakaway, it has to be a movement to be a breakaway.
I was going to say, otherwise, it was good. I think it's great that they communicate about that one.
Yeah.
But Josh Yule was on the ground, so I don't know if you can break away when you're on the ground, but yeah, that's what referee communication's all about.
No, that's good work by both referee Westwood and Johnson there.
It's worth asking the question as well.
Absolutely, because and then there's a
foul.
foul there. No, that was a normal play of the ball there, that one. But there is that potential to upgrade on those type of fouls. By the letter of the book, you could nearly say, well, technically, yes, that could be an unsportsmanlike foul under 5 criteria that is set now within FIBA.
But in the game's
in the spirit of the game,
it's just a foul.
Just a normal foul. So I think that's the right move there from what we saw. And Phoenix Roby takes a hard hit off Lockie Dennis. And he's okay. He's up now. And Stanwicks knocks down the 2 from the elbow. So margin out to 8 points here, 53-45.
A nice shot from Stanwicks. I think he's going to really look at stepping up in this second half and show him why he's probably one of the best point guard, or the best shooting guard in the league at the moment.
And Young for 3 missed it. You're the massive tip pass that went to the Glenorchy players.
Mismatch here. Good offense from Spartans. And
so ball gets kicked out. So Smith. And then good little pass fake and then puts up the shot. Can't get it to go. You and Barker went down the floor at the same time. They're looking okay up the other end. Meanwhile, Griffiths over Roby. Yes, sir.
That's a great little finish from Harry Griffiths there. So again, he's just fitting in really well with the Grenaiders team and doing what he needs to. I think earlier this year he was in the 2s and he's really stepped up, and now he's just playing state league for his club. So well done to Harry Griffiths.
So Yule with it after a Stanwick miss down the other end. Now Young. Now Yule, good backdoor play to Griffiths. Griffiths couldn't make that one, but Bark with the rebound, and Smith will bring it up here for Glenorchy. So Smith working the youngster. Now Stanwick's back to Smith here. Puts it to the floor, now goes to Barker. Barker thought about it, now goes on the drive, kicks it out. Roby open. Can't get it to go. And then good work by Sam Yule to retrieve that one.
Sam Yule's had a pretty good all-round game tonight.
And now pulls up from the elbow and gets it to go. Nice work there by Sam Yule. Marching back to 4 here, 53-49. So, again, Glenorchy haven't opened this one open yet, which we're kind of thinking off camera. As Stanwicks for 3. So just short. Work by Lockie Dennis, and then Sam Yule runs out of real estate. And ball will go back.
Called a foul.
Or was it a foul on the play? No, foul on the play. Thanks, Glenn. Well picked up.
And I think that was only called purely because Samuel carried the ball across the baseline, and there was a little bit of contact, but you know the referee had no choice but to call it. Jack Stanwicks didn't think there was enough contact, but the right call was made in Connor Westwood's eyes.
So Young for 3, just long. Bestwick pulls down the board. Back to Young. Young over Stanwicks. Now Barker, and then good work by Roby to tip that one back to Stanwicks. So Stanwicks down the floor here for the Spartans. Goes cross court. Smith for 3.
Oh, it's a bit long.
That's a bit strong on that one. And then Yule has it now as we come down the floor here. 5:20 remaining in this third quarter as we come to you from Warrane. A 15-minute drive from the CBD of Hobart. Now, Glenorchy wanted travel. Referees didn't see it that way. Roby able to pull that one in. Now, the ball Stanwicks on the other side of the floor as we come up. Oh, and then that will be a foul on Matty Young, who nearly takes out a couple of spectators. Actually, I think that's Thomas Yule down there as well, too, which is one of the younger siblings of the Yule family. Connor Smith coming out. Matty Smith coming in. 5:03 remaining. Nice little solid crowd for this second game as well too. Again, both sides got their group of supporters here, which is great to see for a Saturday night too. And it's been a nice cooler day as well. Barker.
Some hot weather lately, haven't we?
Oh my word, yes, Glenn, we certainly have. Matty Smith puts it to the floor. Pulls up on the free throw. Good hand by Griffiths. And then you'll be able to pull down the board. So Yule working his way through here. Has to give it off to Griffiths at the corner. Can't get it to go. And then Smith with the rebound. So Smith putting on some moves himself.
Nice pass,
good pass to Roby. And then Matty Smith out here at the corner. Kicks it out to Stanwicks. puts it up over 3. Yule rejected that. Griffiths has now coming down the floor here for Grenadiers. Now Peterson, good pass in the Young, and can't get the finish. So Stanwick's coming up the floor here. Off to Roby. Good running by the young fella. Now the ball gets kicked out here by Barker.
Grenadiers should have...
And now is that a backcourt violation? It is. Matty Smith was in the backcourt and then walked in when he got the ball. So
yeah, that was a fine line between them. It looked really awkward, but
yeah.
there's no cameras, no anything, so we'll give him, the referee, the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
It didn't look good, though.
A lucky break for Grenadiers. So now can they consolidate on this? And on cue they do. Alex Bestwick with the 2. Good little kind of play there, a little dump and then the cut. Good work there by Alex Bestwick. So Roby. Now Smith puts it to the floor. Good drive by the veteran and gets the 2.
Well done for Matthew Smith in that instance.
So Griffiths puts it to the floor. Bit of a spin move, has to kick it out. Young, nice fake. And then loses the handle. And last touch by Glenorchy. And substitution, Boyd Heather coming into the game.
And I guess with Liam Smith being out for the 6 or so weeks since he broke his finger, I'm not sure how fit he is compared to normal. He seems to be sucking in some of the deep breaths here.
Timmy Peterson gets the 2 there off a little backdoor play. So Boyd Heather, now Matty Smith.
And they really have played a good game, Grenadiers, haven't they? They've made it into a sort of an ugly sort of game and played great defence and on the Spartans players.
And nearly a turnover. And turnover now. So Young, now Yule. Yule thought about it, puts it to the floor.
Nice
and
pass.
now pass to Peterson. Peterson goes off glass. Bodies went down on the floor. No call by the refs. As Barker. Now Smith. So Smith thinking about
Nice
it, goes
pass
to Barker.
inside.
Good play. And that's a foul.
Yeah.
And
Well played from
Team
Glenorchy
6,
Spartans.
push 1.
Nice, nice play from Liam Smith into Barker, and there was a bump there.
And that's Matty Smith's 3rd personal foul as well too, Glenn. Well, Matty Young's
Matty
third.
Young,
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting some...
We don't want to get Young. Young doesn't want to get in foul trouble.
No, he certainly doesn't, no. But I'm sure Youngie will find a way just to play safe here for these last couple of minutes and not pick up his 4th. That's the key.
Fine. He's
So
not one that normally gets 5 fouls in game.
No, as Yule kicks it out, Bestwick puts it to the floor, now to Peterson, and nice floater there by Timmy Peterson. So margin out to 2 here. And again, as you say, maybe this ugly way that it's been played to Grenadiers style has really disrupted Glenorchy in some way.
Yeah, it has indeed. It has indeed. And I just think the defensive effort has been great.
And Borney lost there. Young able to retrieve it. Young,
Nice.
Good pass into Timmy Peterson. Good work by Young and Peterson to make that happen. We're tied at 57, under 2 minutes remaining here in the 3rd.
Yeah, no, it's and I just talked about it before with Matty Young taking the ball inside. He really does create options for his team, whether it's in scoring or opening someone else up. It's definitely an advantage for the Grenadiers club.
So Yule wanting Peterson at the top of the key. Now back to Yule. Works for a bit of traffic. Kicks it inside to Yule. Peterson now Yule. A bit of a 2-man game happening. Yule goes for 3. That missed everything. Good work by Bestwick. And then Minty able to reel that one in, and then poor pass. Stanwicks cuts that one off. So Stanwicks needs to slow this one down. Gets it back. Goes back to Boydo. And he goes for the 3. Just long. And foul on the play.
By Barker. That's probably his 2nd, maybe, I'm thinking.
Substitutions being made. Connor Smith and Phoenix Roby coming in. Matty Smith, Liam Smith coming out. 2nd personal for Callum Barker there, Glenn.
Yeah, so he's been able to be effective defensively and only picked up the 2 fouls, which is good for Callum Barker, as Connor Smith almost picked up the steal.
And then Bestwick able to hold on to that. Stanks went down to the floor. Bestwick knocks down the 3, and Grenaiders take the lead for the first time in quite some time in this ball game.
Yeah, it was a really good shot there from Bestwick. Stanwick hits a 3.
And that just back right back at you.
Right back at you. And mate, him and Terry Masunda are probably the 2 best in Hobart at the moment, where you know they can just silence the opposition with one play.
So Peterson, think about what he needs to do. Goes to Yule, rejected by Stanwicks. Great block by Stanwicks. Roby. And now Barker. Now
that coach there has just got to understand the rules of basketball.
Yeah,
that's clearly not a.
It wasn't backcourt. Last play. Roby for 3 on the. No, missed everything. Bestwick with the Bestwick going for a Hail Mary. Not there. So 3/4 time. We are tied at 60. And Coach Jeremy Hill needs to move on from that call.
He does. And like the reason I say it, I don't want to see a tech foul.
No, I don't
determine the outcome of this game because of. And he's shaking his head at the ref, but he just doesn't quite get.
No, he doesn't quite get it.
You're allowed to have so many parts of your body go over, but you know. Anyway, and he's been warned. That's the worst thing. So
yeah, so he needs.
Says it.
Yeah, he needs to be careful, as you say, Glenn.
But I'll move on from it because Connor did, and but it sets up for a great 4th quarter and.
Yeah, you're right, Glenn. Keep going. We've just got
our cameraman Michael Salter. He just can't quite see because he's too short. No, he can't see the screen of the camera.
No, we're just testing out the camera. The camera tripod's been through the rigour this week too, Glenn. So we've had some issues with it. So there's a little. Just got to play around with it a little bit. 3/4 time though. What do you reckon? Brendan Stanks will be saying in the huddle at 3/4 time?
Well, I think his intensity really needs to step up now. Like they haven't really got out of, as we said, they haven't got out of 2nd to 3rd gear and into 3rd gear yet. So it's been lots of good patches from the Glenorchy Spartans, but they haven't been their dominating selves as what they have been in the statewide league thus far. In saying that, I think that Grenaiders have played great and really done everything possible to slow the Spartans down. You know, they've done, like although Stanwicks has scored some points, they've made it hard for him. And I just think they've gone inside as well. So defensively, Grenaiders need to continue to put as much pressure on and make everything as hard as possible for Glenorchy, who are known outside shooters, to take hard shots. And I just think that Glenorchy's confidence isn't up as much as what it needs to be. But, you know, there's still 10 minutes of basketball. I'd still be looking to get the ball into Callum Barker and then feeding off him. You know, Stanwicks has hit some big shots. And I still say when Liam Smith gets back on the court to get him to drive to the hole because he's very hard to stop. Matty Young's got 3 fouls now, so hoping he'll be able to play with that. Sam Yule's played a real veterans captain sort of game, and I've been very impressed with his offensive and defensive efforts thus far. So let's hope for a close finish, and in what has been an exciting game.
Nice,
beautiful pass.
Nice work there as Timmy Peterson gets the 2.
That's a beautiful pass from Samuel.
And ball coming down the floor here through Smith. Now Barker thought about it. Stanwicks puts it to the floor, trying to go through a couple, and then good defensive play by.
His back accidentally.
And a technical foul on Jeremy Hill. So we fought the inevitable, Glenn, that maybe a bit too much would lead to that, and that has happened, unfortunately.
Yeah. There's no use questioning a tech foul. You've got a tech foul. Just let it ride. And there's a interesting play, that one there, because at the end of the day it resulted in a tech foul. But Sam Yule played some good defence. Jack Stanwicks rolled his ankle from what it appeared, and also had, as he landed on Sam Yule's knee.
So he's just checking out his knee.
Hope he's okay, and
maybe just a clash of knees.
Yeah, and it's been a good little battle between those two players. But there's no need for tech fouls, and I'm not sure what was said by the coach there, but
once you had your warning though, expect the next one. Yeah. We will move on from that ourselves. Boyd Heber for 3. Yes.
Big 3.
Big 3 by Bordeaux.
And we talk about that's where the experience of Boyd Heather comes into, the success of the Glenorchy Spartans. He does come off the bench and hit big shots and give some of the starters a bit of a break.
Okay, so Yule with it, heavily guarded by Smith. And Smith thinks about it, puts it to Bestwick, it loses the handle, goes to Minty somehow inadvertently, and then Bestwick with that hit the support system, and ball went out of play. So Glenorchy to get it back. And Stanwicks comes up the floor here. So Stanwicks now to Smith, in turn Barker inside, and this is what you've been wanting to see, Glenn, in this last quarter. And, good work there by Callum Barker for the
great defence as well. There's nothing wrong with that defence. It's just Barker needs to be explosive and get the ball inside. And, he's really hard to stop.
So Bestwick puts it to the floor, now kicks it out to Yule. And then Minty. Now the pass was well telegraphed. Stanwicks now Smith up the floor here quickly for Glenorchy. Boydo pulls up. Yes, and back-to-back triples for Boyd Heather. And that will see a timeout called by Coach Jeremy Hill, who has seen enough, and a great veteran work by Boyd Heather.
There's 7-point difference now. That's all it takes. We just said the value of Boyd Heather is he can come in and hit big shots, and he's just done that. And that could be enough to spark a Glenorchy run, although, Grenadiers are going to address that now, I'm sure.
Well, that's a 9-2 run that they put on within the first 2 minutes of this ball game, Glenn.
Yeah, I think defensively, Grenadiers just can't allow Boyd Heather, it's a foot, sometimes 2 feet. You don't have to give him much, but if you get in his face, he's not going to go round you. So
that's right.
Take a gamble and grab a foul, or don't take the gamble and let someone like Boyd Heather, who's is a known outside shooter, a very good percentage to have that much distance. But that's just one play there. But I just think that Grenadiers have played so well, in this game. Let's hope that they just don't give up now. I'm sure they won't, but 7 points is not much in the scheme of things. They've got the scoring potential to bring that back quickly. And it looks like Jack Stanwicks is walking around a bit better now, so we're glad that his injury's wasn't too severe. And then we've got, for the Spartans, we've still got Liam Smith on the bench, so Glenorchy have got a lot of firepower, as do Alex Bestwick is just about to have a sub, so he's just had a sub, so he's done a few good things as well.
So Yule nearly loses it, but recovers. Now goes to Young. Young waiting for the on ball. Kind of didn't need it in the end because he went bang with a 3 and gets it to go.
And that's a big shot. That's one that we see Matty Young do time after time.
So Stanwicks. Now Roby.
Spartans need to keep moving. They're sort of a bit stagnant at the moment.
So Smith puts it to the floor. Boydo, now Stanwicks, and offensive foul's been called. It's after the initial handoff that Boydo gave, and then it's kind of turned that big unit of his body.
And a big unit he is. But Boyd not happy with that one, but he accepted it and moved on pretty quickly, as players should do.
Absolutely. So Yule, and then lost the handle, and then ball went out of play, and that's going to go back to Glenorchy. So
Glenorchy need to specialise here. Need to capitalise here. They were up by 7. It's now back to 4. So they want to get a good offensive opportunity here and try and bridge that. Continue to get that gap.
Stanwicks
as it's missed.
Stanwicks just a little bit long on that shot. Young, now Yule, back to Young. Young, nice pass into Griffiths for the 2. Good work by Harry Griffiths there. Staying patient.
Yeah, great work there. Matty Young penetrated, and Harry Griffiths was smart enough just to realise he had no one on him and cut back door, and Young will dish it off when he can.
So Roby, Stanwicks in turn Smith. Smith puts it to the floor, finds an opening, and he drew the foul, and will go to the line for 2.
There was contact there. I'm not sure whether he lifted, there was any contact with the arm in the middle of the body or what. I'm not sure how the contact was, but however that's happened. Smith was good little drive by Smith. His aim was to draw a foul, and he did that successfully.
Here we go,
Whether
boys. One.
you thought it was or not.
So Smith gets the second to go. Margin out of 3. 6:38 remaining. As Grenaiders come down full. Lockie Dance looking to check back in as well too. Now Young down low against Roby. Quick turnaround Jay from Matty Young is good.
And it's great to see when Matty Young's on fire. Like, you know, he gets the crowd into it. And he can really light it up. Oh,
we haven't seen a shooting arrow yet from him either. That's a bit of a trademark thing he's done all year. But Stanwicks gets the 2 down the other end. Meanwhile, up the floor here, Griffiths. Now Yule. So Yule puts it to the floor. 1-on-1 with Barker. Good pocket pass into Griffiths, who couldn't get that to go. Now I think that's one in time that Harry Griffiths will make.
And I think that was a pass. That was a nice sneaky pass through the legs there.
So Boydo,
open.
can he get another bucket here?
That's
And does.
open, like Matty Young spewing then just realised then that was going to go in. And so good offence there from, I think it was Roby over to Heather. And Boyd Heather's hit 3 in a row, I think.
Yeah, Bordeaux's come out 9 points in this last quarter, and crucial 9 points, by the way, as Sam Yule misses everything. Stanwicks, now to Smith.
Barker running back door.
Yep. So, Stanwicks, now Roby for 3. Can't get it to go. Bordeaux with the rebound.
Nice.
Good pass in the Roby.
Nice.
Boyd Heber into Phoenix Roby. Great work there.
And a great finish from Roby in that instance. So Boyd Heather using all his experience and back out to an 8-point lead for Glenorchy Spartans.
Young pulls up from the elbow, just long. Smith able to get that one in. Now Stanwicks. Now has to kick it out, back out. So he puts it to the floor here, Connor Smith. Now to Boydo. Now Barker for 3. Just short on the rebound.
Nice. Oh, big
and
foul.
then a foul on Matty Young.
White team 6. Hit.
And 2 shots here for Phoenix Roby. Substitutions being made. Lockie Dennis, Alex Bestwick, Liam Smith all coming back in. Timmy Peterson, Josh Yule having a breather. Boydo having a breather as well too. Probably a well-deserved breather.
It was a well-deserved breather. He's pretty tired on the bench, but he came in, did his role. 3 quick baskets, opened up that lead back up for Glenorchy Spartans, and now we bring Liam Smith back in as Phoenix Roby hits his first 3 throw.
Yep, so Roby has had a solid game so far. Hasn't done too much wrong tonight. And knocks down the second.
Just hit the last 4 points for Spartans, and he's been playing pretty good defence on Matty Young all game, so big task, but I think he's done pretty well.
So Young goes baseline.
Oh,
Good
massive
work.
block there from Roby. That was a massive block.
Get that out of here, he says, and really taking it to Matty Young on that defensive play.
I'm not sure what Matty Young was clapping about then, but
I'm not sure either. The view I had, I couldn't tell if he was
Well,
clapping or not sure. Don't know if that was sarcasm.
I'd say so.
I mean, so a bit of and now technical foul being called.
Technical foul. White team 6.
So Matty Young is probably giving too much advice there.
No, that's his 5th foul.
And his
so
5th
that's
foul, so
disappointing.
he's out of the game. So
Now that's a disappointment. We're just talking about if he could not get foul trouble, but obviously once somebody gets upset, then that 5th foul was going to be inevitable if he was chirping it with the referees. And it's a pity because Matty Young had such a good game up until that point.
Absolutely.
And it's a big loss for the Grenadiers. I'm not sure.
Sometimes self-discipline comes into play here too, Glenn.
It does indeed.
And really, you got to. It's hard to. You can't teach it. You got to learn yourself. As the 3 goes there, I believe that was Harry Griffiths there that knocked it down. Again, we have a bit of an obscured view from here. Smith. Now to his brother Liam. Now back to Connor Smith for the 3. Missed everything. Liam gets the board. Back to Stanwicks. Puts it out. Now to Smith again for 3. Can't get it to go. Brother Connor gets the rebound. Into Roby. And 2 points there. So margin out to 10 now. So this is... It's probably taken the last couple of minutes for this game to blow out, Glenn. So it's been good to see Grenaiders keeping pace with Glenorchy throughout the majority of this game.
It has, actually.
Good play by Dennis into Peterson.
They're not going to give up either, Grenaiders.
No, they're
That's
certainly
what I
not.
like.
No, they'll play this out right to the end regardless. So, and that's what we want to see, by the way, as well too. Smith from the corner, can't get it to go. Peterson and Barkin, wrestling kind of match there.
Black team, 3-3, hold, away.
So foul assist on Callum
Yeah,
Barker.
just grab it, towel.
That was a good call there. Like when AJ Johnson turned around, Barker had Timmy Peterson's arm. So
Jesus Christ.
that was a pretty easy call there. Barker knew he got the foul. He's got 3 fouls now. There'll be nothing silly, I'm sure, from the Spartans.
No.
In this next 3 minutes, they'll try and get a couple of stops.
Yeah, I think so. Get a couple of stops here and then, try to... I'll be interested to see if Brendan Stanwicks does bring off... Oh, I don't think he will, actually, because the margin's at 8 at the moment. But if this quickly blows out, he may keep his starters out on the floor, and same for Wednesday night. So Yule, and then good defensive pressure by Barker, and Glenorchy to get it back here. So the Smith brothers working in tandem here as we come up the floor. 3 minutes remaining in this final quarter. There's Roby on the 45. Puts it to the floor, gives it off to Barker. Good play by Barker, can't get it to go. Now Griffiths kicks it out. Bestwick for 2, just long. Can he get his own board? Good tip pass into Yule, and Yule he should have finished, but didn't. And now Stanwicks brings it up the floor here. So here's Smith. Went back to Stanwicks and back to himself. Now Barker inside, nearly a double team. As Barker goes over Dennis and gets the 2.
Good play. I'm not sure what coach was upset about them.
I'm not sure.
Just a tough play there from Barker, and good defence from Lockie Dennis.
So Yule, good drive and rejected by Barker. And has a little bit of bites for him as well too. And Josh Yule coming in. Lockie Dennis coming out. So Sam Yule needs to quickly get it in, and that is a 5-second violation. Good defensive pressure by Glenorchy.
And that's also, that's a disappointing thing. Grenaiders really need to make. They shouldn't have Sam trying to not make an easy pass. They've got to set some screens and get each other open and help each other out. A lot of contact there.
So meanwhile, down the other end, foul called on, that would be on Alex Bestwick. And Jeremy Hill is nearly close to being thrown out of this ball game.
As Smith was going over the line, it hit 16, so I'm not sure if the camera probably showed a bit closer as to whether his whole body was behind the line. But
Defense was 5. I wasn't aware of where the shot clock was.
and that's a good indication there from AJ Johnson. Was just saying I wasn't aware of the shot clock. I was watching to make sure there wasn't a foul, basically. So.
And Connor Smith can't get that one to go, so Yule comes down the floor here now to his brother Sam and gets a quick 2 there. So margin goes back to 9, minute 53 remaining. There's Smith. Now Stanwicks in turn to Roby. Roby looking for Smith at the corner now to his brother Connor. Good ball movement here by the Spartans as Stanwicks puts it to the floor, kicks it out to Roby. And now Connor Smith open and just long on that one. So Griffiths down the floor here, Peterson and Smith. But then ball comes back down Glenorchy's end. Barker puts it up, can't get it to go, goes for seconds and draws the foul and goes to line for 1.
After 5, hit 1. 4, sorry. 4.
And that will be assessed on Timmy Peterson.
So it's good that the Grenaiders have, they've really fought to the end. And they've got, you don't know if they can come out and hit a couple of big threes in the next 30 or 40 seconds and make a real game of it, but 11-point buffer is going to be a hard one
So
to
you'll
catch up on with Glenorchy.
and Yule gets another quick 2. So back to 9. So Grenaiders have to get a quick stop here. And on cue they do, so you will get another 2 points. Back to 7. So quick pressure applied here, and that will be on Timmy Peterson.
2 foul shots.
And that will be the bonus. Yeah, bonus. So a bit of a late hurrah here from Grenaiders, but might be a little bit too late, Glenn.
Yeah, but it was just good to see the fact that they just made 2 big baskets and Smith hits that one. So yeah, it's Spartans will slow the ball down as much as they can if it gets any closer than the 8-point gap, I'm sure, with a minute to go.
So you'll again quickly down the floor and we'll draw the foul on Barker and we'll go to line for 2.
Oh, yeah. 2 shots, guys. Let's go, boys.
So
Let's go. 2. Yeah.
So Sam Yule at the line here for 2, under a minute remaining. Knocks down the first.
Last one.
Bring your mic up there a little bit, Glenn. Yeah, sorry. So Yule here for the second and knocks that one down. So back to 6. So again, a quick stop, but a good work there by Glenorchy to get that one over halfway, and that will be a foul on Harry Griffiths. So 2 shots here for Jack Stanwicks. So Stanwicks at the line. He's had a good game tonight. It's been quite solid, and he's been in good form, as you mentioned, Glenn. He got 50 points a couple of weeks ago. He had some good coverage from the NBL1 social media team. Timeout called by Jeremy Hill. 50.6 remaining, so 8 points is our margin. So this will be interesting to see where this game lies at coming out of timeout.
Yeah, so this will put, if Glenorchy win this one, which it looks more than likely they will at this stage, they will remain in second position, is that correct?
They'll remain, I think, between them or Penguin, they're on top. So
right,
they're either 1 or 2, or just...
Have Penguin lost any games?
I don't think they have. I'm just quickly trying to get the ladder up. So just quickly working the phone here.
It's interesting looking at the crowd. There's like, I don't know how many people are here, but you're looking at 70% of them have got mobile phones. They're all looking at the moment.
They're all probably doing what we're doing up here. So at the moment, the current ladder sits with Penguin on top. They're on top. Then Kingborough actually second, funny enough. And then...
Is that until this game?
I'm not sure if that's a live ladder we're seeing at the moment, or that might be the ladder beforehand. Glenorchy sit in 3rd. BTAS High Performance Team sit in 4th and potentially could make the Final 4 as well. So they've played all their games through the BTAS High Performance Team in the first 2 rounds. Glenorchy are sitting in 3rd. So there's still a little bit more to play out in this next week or so of games. So I'm going to be very interested to see what happens up on the northwest coast as well too. Meanwhile, Yule for 3, can't get that one to go. Stanwicks with the rebound. Smith now Stanwicks, and a foul on Josh Yule. And that will send Connor Smith to the line for 2. So if the 3 didn't stick, so this makes it hard now for Grenaiders to get this one back. You really need a quick basket down here. And Connor Smith's been a pretty good free throw shooter at the line tonight. As soon as I say that, he misses, so we put the commentator's curse on him. But no, Connor Smith has played a very good game with a very good young up-and-coming player as well too. Knocks down the second, and timeout again by Grenaiders. So they're going to use their timeouts. Not a bad move sometimes in these situations, Glenn, as a coach, because you're trying to draw up a quick play to get a quick turn, and you've got to quickly apply some pressure, and then hopefully things can go your way very quickly in these situations.
And if you've got a timeout to spare with 43 seconds to go and you're down by 8 points, if it's not 9, it's 8 points. That's 9 points. You've got nothing to lose by taking that time out and really looking at running some set plays. One, you want to get a quick shot up. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 3-pointer either, but you want to really focus on what defensive structure you're going to play. And it's just a pity that we talked about in the first game. It's not until the last minute or two that teams decide to put all this pressure on because they're down by a few points here and there and the game's nearly over. Why not just do it a bit earlier on? And you've got plenty of subs, but that's sort of just the way that basketball goes.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but Grenadiers are still, they're not going to give up, and they want to finish this game off strong, and hopefully it'll help them out for when they play on Monday night. They play Monday night, that's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, so they get the quick turnaround here too. So they get a day break here, and then they'll be up against Hobart Phoenix on Monday night here. Game.
So we've got to see if this play now, whatever play it is defensively or offensively, whether it works and whether they might implement that against
nearly
Hobart
paid
Phoenix
off.
on Monday.
Nearly paid
There's
off.
A foul,
yeah,
there's a foul,
that should be a foul.
There's a foul.
It is, yeah. So Callum Barker will now go to the line for 2. The play nearly got executed right. Josh Yule.
And I think Josh Yule's arm was just in there, so it's just, I don't think Callum Barker wanted to rip it off. He was just thinking, I've got to keep turning until the referee can see where the contact is.
So Callum Barker at the line. I'm going to say he's come back from injury over the last few weeks. He had a shoulder injury that happened in State League back in round 1 and then was out for a few weeks, but he's come back and he's been solid.
He has been solid. He's he really is a very good player with a big future ahead of him.
Griffiths for 3, just missed everything. Smith with the rebound. I think that might be all she wrote. Was that a travel? I don't think so. Again, you've got the 0 step to take into account. Roby, now Smith. Shot clock and game clock are near unison. And foul on the play, and that will be on Sam Yule. So check Stanwicks will go back to the line for 2, and that is number 5.
What? 5 fouls, mate.
Oh, sorry, it'll be on Timmy Peterson, my apologies. So Caleb Pawson coming in. Timmy Peterson is out for the game. Check Stanwicks at the line here for 2.
Timmy Peterson played a good role for the Grenadiers, did what was required of him, plays hard basketball and, 5 fouls, and he doesn't foul lightly, so it's normally when he gets 3 or 4 fouls, they're good ones.
So, yep, and that will all she wrote. Grenadiers put up a really good fight in the end here, Glenn, and it really took the last 5 or so minutes of the game to really, make sure Glenorchy held on for victory, and they win this one by 11. 93-82 was our scoreline before the the scoreboard turned itself off.
Very quickly. Very
quickly too, by the way, so everyone's keen to get out of here by the sounds of it. But final thoughts, please, from this game.
I just think that, there was a couple of really good games tonight, and, it's good to see the way that Tasmanian basketball, the state that Tasmanian basketball is in at the moment with this league. We're seeing a number of players develop. We've got junior players up against some more experienced players, and as we said, we've got the NBL 1 season back on board next year with the Northwest Thunder and the Hobart Chargers, plus later on next year we've got the NBL Tasmanian Jack Jumpers team. So it's really good to be showcasing potentially some of the talent that could be amongst those teams. Yeah, but good night. It was a great night for basketball. Good crowd, and we look forward to the next round of State League games.
Yeah, so 2 good games there. Again, my thanks to Glenn Fairfield for filling in tonight for JB, who will be back Monday night with us in the broadcast. But 2 good games here, which in the end, Kingborough and Glenorchy take out those 2 games respectively. So Monday night we'll see Hobart take on Grenadiers, and then Saturday night will be Glenorchy taking on Kingborough. So on behalf of Glenn Fairfield, I'm Roll Riggs. It's been another edition of the West Coast Ball Connection, and we'll see you again soon.